5 championships, 4 premierships and 2 head-to-head grand finals. Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory, the fixture that perhaps more than any other has come to define the Hyundai A-League. Tonight, it's the 36th edition of the Big Blue. Welcome to Allianz Stadium, where revenge is no doubt on the minds of those in Sky Blue tonight. 6 months on from a grand final that ended in disappointment and defeat, Sydney FC are leading the way in this year's competition, and they remain the only undefeated team for season 11. Melbourne Victory, however, have just completed an historic triple trophy haul for 2015, and few would argue that Kevin Muscat's team are still ready to produce their best form this season. What price a third grand final between these two come next May? Besart Berisha, 7 goals in 12 games against Sydney, including, of course, the opener in last season's grand final. Shane Smeltz, will he strike again against the Victory? There's just something about a team in navy blue that he loves playing against. So off we go in the rain in Sydney. 6 months ago, Melbourne Victory barely gave Sydney FC a kick in the grand final. How much have Sydney improved from then is one of the key questions to be answered tonight, Andy Harper.
Yeah, g'day Simon, really looking forward to this one, and a very early season marker as to how Sydney have addressed the issue of Melbourne Victory, because they got a towel up and a half in the grand final. Be very keen to start the process of erasing that memory if they can. Quite fitting as we stand in this point of our development that it's Melbourne Victory, the first club to own the 3 trophies that are on offer at the same time. The challenge thrown down to the rest of the A-League. Graham Arnold's words, hard to be heeded. The boys in white tonight are the team that everyone needs to emulate.
Premiers, champions, cup winners. Those sort of facts hurt Sydney FC fans. And already you can see there is a bit of an edge to tonight's proceedings. This is Jacques Fati. Outside him is Ryan Grant, playing on the right-hand side of the defence today after several weeks on the left. Partly cleared by Georgievski. Ninkovic. And now Gersbach. Stalled into the back line for the first time this season. It's a mazy dribble by Gersbach. There's the opener for Sydney FC already. Philip Holosko with a tap-in, but made, created by Alex Gersbach.
Well, the first tactical decision has been vindicated. People wondering why Seb Ryles on the bench and Gersbach has been drafted in, and this is exactly why. He set up 2 Victory defenders and made mincemeat of both of them. And there is no way Holosko can miss from there. Beautiful work in approach by Gersbach. A wonderful composure on the pass in the end. Rode his luck, forced the issue, had his head up, and then put it on a plate for Philip Holosko.
Delpierre, again he looks crossfield. Finds his target, who is Georgievski. Square of him is Finkler. Slightly behind Manane. Berisha gets away from Jacques Fati. Berisha! Splendid! You can't give him an inch because he takes a mile. Oh, hang on! Hang on! It's going to be ruled out. Or at least referee Chris Beath is going to have the conversation with his linesman. No. 1-1. There was just a moment's confusion. But Besart Berisha is not to be denied. And what a strike it was.
Well, the strike was one thing, Simon. Look at the way he receives the ball here. He's heavily patrolled by Jacques Fati, but he gets rid of him as though he's not there at all. The question was, did Lee Broxham, in joining the attack, blocked the view of the goalkeeper. The decision was no. A brilliant, brilliant play by Besar Berisha. The deflection it took to really get past veteran Janjetovic, but that shouldn't take anything away from the quality of what Berisha has just dished up.
Well, what did we tell you? 10 minutes played, 2 goals already. This game is always edge of the seat stuff. Could be in for a second here. Berisha is offside this time. Ding. Then harassed by Brosk. Manane. Charged down by Grant. He's got to be careful here. Ryan Grant is strong and he's away. Ryan Grant. And nobody was attacking it, or at least not quickly enough in the middle for Sydney. It'll break for Philip Holosko. And again, he was just ever so slightly off balance. Otherwise, that would have been 2-1 for the home team.
Well, that was amazing defensive play by Sydney FC. We're just going to see the end, which was the goal-scoring effort in the end. Beautiful run by Ryan Grant. Hasn't he started the game well? A muffed clearance from Georgievski, put it on a plate. The ball just skidding away from Holosko. But Sydney FC set the most wonderful defensive trap to open up that opportunity in the first place. A superb, coordinated press at the right time, and it nearly paid dividends.
Here's Brosk, lovely control. Smelts, Shane Smelts, good save! Tap into Brosk! Sydney in front again! And it's the skipper who scores his 49th A-League goal! Smelts the provider this time, and Brosk with the tap-in.
Well, the last bit of defensive work into an attacking transition didn't pay off, but we haven't waited long for one to do just that. Smelts again, forcing the issue. A tap-in for number 2 for Alex Brosk. But the vice of Sydney FC has worked a treat. And it's a beautiful execution in transition again. Clear header one on the halfway line, and away they went, the Sky Blues.
Well, what is it about this fixture, this big blue? Berisha draws a foul right from the restarts. Fans right into it. 3 goals scored already. Where else would you rather be? Never mind the rain. Deng to return it to him. Skip clear of Ryan Grant. Little threaded ball through for Finkler. German making sure the Brazilian couldn't turn. And it's back with Mahazi. Georgievski, maybe a suggestion to use the arm there to control it. And here's space now for Guy Finkler. Victory threatening, they've scored! Spellbinding! 2-2. Guy Finkler at the near post beats the goalkeeper, and we're squared up once more. Can you believe this?
Well, I don't know if it was a handball or not, but I know this is an amazing finish from Guy Finkler. Janjetovic leaving his near post exposed, not by much, but it didn't take much. And in the week, when we were down in Canberra watching the Socceroos and we enjoyed some retro vision of Ned Zelic scoring in Olympic Games qualifiers, from a similar angle, we get treated to a Guy Finkler special.
Goal number 17 in the A-League. And we have another very, very special big blue boiling here at Allianz Stadium. We've not even played 30 minutes yet, Harps. Manane. Leaves it for Oli Bozanic. Whistle's gone against Smelts, I think.
Tavares for a handball, I think, was it? He's on a yellow too.
Yeah, you're more eagle-eyed than me, Hops. Now booking for the Sydney FC captain, who's had a bit too much to say. He's not happy, Alex Brosk. Still perhaps smarting over that earlier decision not to give him a free kick when he went shoulder to shoulder with Thomas Deng.
This conversation can only go so long. And again, I'm going to say, well, referee, Chris Beath. I don't know what Alex said. You understand why he's frustrated. There was that last challenge upfield.
Probably the last action of the first half, with Victory still the advantage going into the break. This is Berisha, driven back towards the edge of the box. And there is the half-time whistle. Wow, what a first half we've had here at Allianz Stadium. A game full of verve and vivacity, and on a wet night, it has simply rained goals. Filip Holosko with the opener on 5 minutes. Besart Berisha with the equaliser, although there was a moment's confusion before Chris Beath allowed it to stand. And Alex Brosk putting Sydney in front again before Guy Finkler equalised, beating Janjetovic at the near post. The half ends and a little bit of chat and acrimony. Par for the course in the Big Blue. At the break, it's 2-2. So Sydney FC getting us back underway. Looks as though Lee Broxham has dropped into the back line for Victory in place of Deng, with, of course, Barbarouses looking to provide the bullets from the flanks for the likes of Besart Berisha, Andy Harper. More things to sort out for Chris Beath. Smeltz and Finkler involved on this occasion. Standing right on the toes of Danny Vukovic. Gersbach's corner. Whipped in and met by Brosk. Just onto the roof of the net. But must have taken a final touch off a Victory defender.
Yeah, well, this one might be a freebie. Came off the shoulder blades of Alex Brosk. Chris Beath, no, it's a freebie for Sydney FC. I can't see a Victory contact there. It's come off the shoulder blades of Alex Brosk. It's a free hit.
See if they can profit from it. Goes back going deep. Oh, it's off the frame of the goal. And Matt Yerman hits the post. Unbelievable. In it comes again. And that'll be a goal kick. Wow. Off the crossbar. Then the post. Sydney so close.
Well, you don't often see the frame hit twice in the same attack. Beautiful strike from Matt Yerman. Smeltz did outstandingly well on the far post to get anything on that, let alone something that was bound for the target. Wonderful technique from the central defender, and controversy averted. That from a free hit, remember.
Clever work by Brosk, that initial phase of play. Here's Gersbach. Dimitrijevic upended by Mahazi, who was warned some minutes ago.
Yeah, now it's the first one he's paid. It's not the foul on by Mahazi. It's the first one on Gersbach.
Several of the players sliding around on this wet surface. Sydney certainly adapting better at the moment. Here's Calfella. Rare foray into Sydney territory for Kevin Muscat's men. It's well behind Berisha, not Mahazi. This is Georgievski. Drives it across low. Out it pops for Guy Finkler, and it'll drop here for Costa Barbarouses, who scores! And incredibly, Melbourne Victory lead. They've been on the back foot almost since the second half started, but their substitute has put them in front for the first time in this Big Blue. Who's writing these scripts?
Well, it's an amazing comeback from Melbourne Victory. Costa Barbarouses across the keeper under pressure from Yemen. Kept his head, deflection off Tavares. And it's a good finish. Any question of offside? In the first replay we saw, not enough for me to make my mind up. Wow, Sydney FC have dominated the last 10 minutes at least. Hit the post twice during that period. Thoroughly entertaining game. Victory with their noses in front. Sydney have hammered away, although in truth, from the moment they've gone behind, the effort's been there, but they haven't seriously really tested Danny Vukovic like they did in the lead-up to the Victory's third goal.
Good ball by Barbarouses. Winkler shifts it to the right foot and puts it wide. They did, however, hit both posts. Well, it's true, Vukovic wasn't tested. It's only because he was standing watching.
And Barbarouses, his contribution in this second half, fabulous. Victory's third goal, but the general threat he's posed. 63% of possession Sydney have had in the second half. But they're looking up for it in the closing stages, the Victory. Well and truly.
That's our Berisha looking to seal it. He has! Lovely finish. And as he says, it's game over. Cometh the hour, or in this case, the 92nd minute, cometh the man. He has a brace, and it's going to be Victory's points. And that is top quality finishing.
Well, Sydney stretched as they look forlornly for the equaliser. Berisha's got stronger as the game's gone on. He's got rid of Fatih for goal number 1. He's got rid of Fatih for goal number 3. Deadly. Bessart, Berisha, deadly.
Two tremendous goals. You don't stop these. Right in the corner. And a second half that began with such promise for Sydney FC is going to end in crushing disappointment. Or at least we think. Here's Gersbach. We asked the question at the start of the game, Andy, how much had Sydney FC improved? Yes, they were top of the league. Yes, they were unbeaten. This was always going to be the acid test.
Well, this is a back-in-your-box statement by Melbourne Victory. Sydney FC, for large periods, very good value tonight. But when the whips were cracking, the champions came coming. Beautiful work, the Melbourne Victory. Graham Arnold, this'll hurt.
So Jesse Makarunas is Victory's final change, one in place of Guy Finkler. Well, that's a high foot by Berisha, and he's caught Yeoman. I'm not sure he's showing too much sympathy either. Right around the body, and does he connect with the chin?
Well, this is punishable. That's dangerous play.
It's got to be a yellow, hasn't it? Alex Brosk involved in a heated conversation with Berisha, who can smile about it, as his goal has just won the points, of course. Graham Arnold watching on in disbelief on the sidelines. No yellow.
Yeah, well, it's a blemish on what's been an outstanding game from Bessart Berisha, but I think that one was actionable.
Here's Matt Simon.
Well, 4-2 in Wellington, 3-0 in Melbourne, late drama in Newcastle, and 6 here in the Big Blue. Brisbane and Perth are on notice.
Just a normal weekend.
There's a big benchmark for this weekend that Brisbane and Perth will have to reach tomorrow at Suncorp.
Graham Arnold is going to remain without a win against Kevin Muscat. That's the problem for Sydney FC. As good as they've been in patches tonight, as good as they were last season, Victory just always that one step ahead. Here's O'Neill. Break for Grants. Simon couldn't control it, another corner. But surely, even if they were to score now, Sydney, it would be no more than consolation. Time almost up. Look at the corner count, second half. 9-zip. Vukovic came for it and didn't get there. We're now into the 7th minute of stoppage time. Back in by Ninkovic. And Jurman over the top, and that is the final action of a simply quite breathtaking game here at Allianz Stadium. Victory have won it. But that really is only half the story. A game full of drama, a game full of goals. Sydney FC led twice, but in total only led for 12 minutes during the entire game. A brace by Bessart Berisha, one by Guy Finkler, and perhaps crucially one by second-half substitute Costa Barbarouses, after Philippe Polosco and then Alex Brosk had put Sydney ahead twice. Kevin Muscat's team, still the benchmark. It's Victory who end Sydney FC's unbeaten start to the season, and they've served notice. They want to keep their title. What a night in Sydney. And it finished Sydney FC 2, Melbourne Victory 4.